Hello and good afternoon, Rando lovers. My name is Little Herdez in the booth. I am in the booth here, co-joined by Darkness Mist or Dark. How's it going, Dark?
Good, going good. I'm looking forward to a really fun race today. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes. It'll be really exciting. The last match of our round 3 here. As you can see in the previous games here, everybody who was in the 2-0 that won is now 3-0, and they've secured their spot in the gold bracket. As for the 0-2, Dark, you want to talk about them?
Yeah. For those that are 0-3, we do have a silver bracket that we are running. That signups for those that are 0-3 are open. So if you are still wanting to compete and play in league settings and see how far you can make it, that is open and available for you to do, I believe, as of, is after this announcement, this next announcement is posted?
The announcement will be this weekend after these races here, hopefully by the end of the day. But everybody in between in the 1-1 who won or lost, they're still in the running. They still have to either get the 3 losses and be eligible for a silver bracket, or go for that 3 wins and go for the gold bracket. So should be exciting. But yes, the silver bracket signups and all that should be this weekend after this round concludes. So today we have, like I said, our last match, IBA versus Tippy. So it should be exciting.
Now this is kind of a fun thing, because if I remember right, IBA, when Tippy was starting out, was there helping I believe it was Tippy and Flow out quite a bit. So kind of like a mentor-mentee kind of thing going on, which will be really fun. Because Tippy, did Tippy win beginner camp? Or
no, Tippy did not win. They both, so Tippy won the Path boot camp.
Right.
So it's been making strides, been practicing a lot. So we'll see how they do against one another. Coach versus mentor. We've seen that happen throughout the years. We've seen Ignited versus Slim. We have IBA versus Tippy now. A couple others that I can't think at the top of my head, but the racers are ready and they're off here. So while they're getting set up and doing their, menuing here, let's talk about this objective board. What pops out to you, Dark?
I hate Wisdom 7. I hate everything about that. Forms Final 3 is fine, because you can find Light and Dark. More than likely you can get away with it. But that Wisdom 7 is really gross, because you don't know where your drives are going to land. They can land in unrequired worlds, or they could be right on your path. And so it's always your black.
Start with one.
Oh, hey, they start with Master.
Yes. So one less dry form they have to get, but it's still, you have to find the other 4. That's the thing. So yeah, that Wisdom 7 kind of like, hey, I'm not going to worry about that until I'm at that point where I'm getting all my forms. So Wisdom 7's probably not on their trajectory to complete this seed.
Right. What about you? Anything specific, interesting, stand out to you that you're looking at that you kind of maybe are thinking about?
The thing that popped out to me the most, besides the forms, was that last chest of core. Like, there's a lot of checks in Hollow Bastion 1 and 2. So it's almost very incentive to try to go for that core check, because you're going to get a lot of your important checks or your chest checks to try to get tools and other things. We have seen, though, that Hollow Bastion, I've seen actually pretty evenly here. Hollow Bastion dies pretty early, either in HB1 or very early in HB2. So we'll see how it plays out when they get access to Hollow Bastion, if there's going to be a lot of checks still deep in there.
And right now, both our racers just running through a lot of these early beginning small worlds, trying to find glide, trying to find movement, getting a Kier, which is honestly not the best of the magics, but having one for Berserk strats is always nice.
With their starting visits, they really don't have any place to push other than Halloween Town. Like, you could push PR, but you don't have the stats, you don't have the magic that's going to make that any easier. Yeah, you could do the World That Never Was Quick Run Roxas, but are you going to fight level 1 Zigbar? And then you have STT, which you have nothing to make it faster. So nice double cure to start this. Oh, wait. Are we going to get the triple one right there in Halloween Town?
Oh, come on. I want the proof of healing needs to be a thing. Yeah,
So we'll see.
these seeds have been known to be pretty rough on chain logic. Sometimes you can get a bunch of world unlocks super early. Sometimes it's just like you're trying to find the best content and you end up having to do some. Oh my gosh, there's KH2Rando on level 2. That's
Not so here's the thing though. Here's the thing. The cure's not the magic you want to see, but the very lifting thought about all this is if you see a magic chest, you're not gonna get a cure anymore. You're done with cures. So every magic you're gonna get now is gonna be some sort of tool you can use. So
it's true.
It to me, when I see KH2Rando, I know cures are off the table. I don't have to worry about, is this chest going to be good for magic, or am I just going to get a cure?
And we did see 2 immediately different entrance strats into Halloween Town. We see Tippy doing a dance call there into immediately getting hit, and then IBA doing a dance call in the next room. Now, with the way that levels work in League, levels tend to be very easy to get, but the stats are a little harder to come by, tend to be a little later down the line. So you can pump your levels pretty early and pretty easily. And that's why you'll see racers go for stuff like this to just try and get that little bit of extra EXP early.
Yeah, from what I've been doing in my practice seeds and my races and all that is try to get quick levels, like you mentioned, because those stats come kind of slow at the beginning, but once you hit that level 20, your stats start to climb because now you're getting the double bonuses, the double stat ups and all that. So the quicker you can get through those first 20 levels, the better. And especially with them not having Pride Lands to get that quick experience from the Pride Lands fight at the very beginning, you have to kind of find a way to compensate that because your other worlds that you have are high-level worlds that you need magic, you need stats, you need something to get through them pretty quickly.
And we did see IBA take a minute there to use the carousel to finish off the second wave, just to get that little bit of extra master form leveling. Trying to be pretty conscientious of drives right now. Obviously, we know that there is objectives, but checks on drives are also another scary thing. They can really gatekeep your seed if you're not careful.
Yeah. You kind of want to get them out of the way so you know that, hey, when that hit finally comes, what you have left, but you want to passively be doing it throughout the seed. And we see IBA immediately starting to sell stuff because they are looking, they wanted Fantasia. I think they were going to get the items here, but Fantasia is actually a pretty solid pickup, especially for how cheap it was. I think that was 400 is what it was.
I think so. Either that or the 200. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was pretty cheap, so it's a nice tool to have and to be able to kind of get through some fights here. It's going to be very helpful on Thresholder here, especially if they move forward to get the gargoyles spawns. You can use Comet to kind of clear out the area for you. You just can't do the reaction, which is unfortunate, but it's a nice safety strat.
And those gargoyles tend to be the worst enemies in the game. They just
don't walk forward.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, if nobody knew, if you don't walk forward and you have some sort of range magic, you don't pop out the gargoyle. So you can whittle down Thresholder, try to get the first reaction, and then when you move forward, you can spawn the gargoyle. So if you're low on stats, low on tools, and you only have a range magic, it's pretty good to do.
I do see Tippy using Master Form to start their BC. Getting a Master 2 leveled up doesn't find anything particularly exciting on it. I think it was a Remembrance Crystal, so again, just trying to be conscientious of where is a good place to drive leveling. That does mean, though, that they do have a drive converter, either on a Keyblade or an ability. I didn't remember seeing an ability.
Yeah, it might be actually on the Master Keyblade. I don't know if they've checked it. I haven't seen them check it, but it might just be on the Master Keyblade and you're just never switching that off.
True.
So when they go through the menus, we'll see if it's sitting on there or if it was an ability early on that they menued. So we'll see how this goes. So we have IBA heading into Thresholder. We have Tippy not far behind. Did a couple extra leveling of Master and leveling itself for Sora. So they will go in with a nice Master 2 and potentially can get Master 3.
Hey, speaking of standing back, would you look at that?
Yeah, these gargoyles with no reflect and they just want to punish you. Uh, it's very good to kind of just hold back and just not spawn them as quickly as possible because as you can see, they like to kind of bum rush you if you don't have a some sort of way to deal with them.
IBA cleanly getting through that though with like no issues, thankfully.
Yeah, and gets their first completion mark. Nice. And didn't quite get Master 3, but I imagine is right there at the door to get Master 3, so they'll get it somewhere else. We have Tippy heading in there as well, too.
Oh, Blizzard. Okay. So
go ahead.
you could be thinking about doing PR right now. You do have a Blizzard, you have Master Form. It's not the most ideal situation, but it's not bad. That extra stats from the Keyblade can help.
Yeah, the PR starter pack, as I like to call it, Thunder, Blizzard, and some magic. Or magic stat.
IBA is a true fan of the Buddy Box. Good. Everybody should protect the Buddy Box.
Ooh, Combo Master. Nice pickup right there.
Oh, and it does look like Tippy did get Master 3. There was just a potion.
You saw a potion?
Nothing.
I saw metal, is what it said.
Oh, it was listen, man, it's all right, I was going to say this earlier. I'm notoriously blind, okay? It's fine. I'm going to miss things.
That's what glasses are used for, man.
Yeah, the problem is it's not a blindness of my eyes. It's a blindness of my brain.
The brain fog. All right, so we're picking up in a accessory. They're probably going to keep picking up accessory chests until they find maybe 2 or 3 good accessories, and then I imagine they just start skipping them. Really, you only need 2 or 3 because you don't get very many accessory slots unless you just stumble upon them pretty early. So you pick up maybe about 2 or 3, and then you're good picking up on those chests.
Really
nice
smart use of. Yeah, I like that. It's not something I would have thought of to do.
I usually use Cogsworth. What I do is I like if I have a Blizzard or Thunder, I'll toss out 1, use Cogsworth to stun them, and just whittle down with just the magic from there.
Out. All right, where do you go, IBA? You could do Darkthorn here. You do have a Thunder. Okay.
They're thinking about it.
This isn't bad.
Oh, the Blizzard boost. Ooh, yeah, and the Alpha Keyblade does have Drive Converter. That's why they have it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So PK here is not bad. You do have Jack's Limit. You are a little low on ethers, so this will like eat into your ether count, but that's not bad, especially in this early stage. This is kind of like one of the 2 plays you really are thinking about making. And with Halloween Town 2 being open, it's
well, here's the thing. Prison Keeper is an objective, so he's just pushing an objective too.
True. Well,
that Blizzard boost Keyblade, though, kind of is enticing to go to PR because that'll give you enough just to do that much more damage in PR, and you kind of get some good experience going through that too, especially during minute fight.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see if Tippy decides to go to PR or follows suit and just go straight after these objectives.
Yeah, it's tough. It's the start of these seeds is always really tough, but yeah, as you said, the PR play, it's smart.
Yeah. So, I believe the Blizzard boost was on the Kingdom Key, the Keyblade you started off with, and it was a 6-8-2, so it's not bad to put that back on.
Yeah. Oh, IBA is trying to finish up PK here. The finisher put him. Oh, this isn't going to be enough. Little more damage. Is that the next phase?
Nope. He only got 1 of the kids, so he has to go through just a little bit more. I think he's almost at the damage at the HP gate.
Yeah, it's right there. It's like 1 more combo. Oh, good quick
that
run.
Move. I've died way too many times to that. I don't even want it. Like, you think you can power through it, and Prison Keeper just doesn't stop. Prison Keeper just keeps going, and it will catch you off guard. All right,
All
so
right.
into the final phase. Jack and Donald are dead, so no limits being able to use. So it's just raw strength here.
Almost gotten
Me-
eaten there.
Meanwhile, okay, Jack came up, is able to do dance calls, probably going to be able to get through most of this, while Tippy is going through town, and let's see what's else in town while IBA does a little dancing here. And nice job, IBA.
Very well done. Nothing crazy in town, looks like.
No, but
we get our
both
first
ones-
hit.
Yeah, they've had their first hit. We were just so enthralled by Prison Keeper here. So OC has the other skill of the crossbones and a membership card. PR is actually loaded with 2 forms and the Beast Claw. And Halloween Town just has the Page and Pride Lines access. So PR seems like your route that you have to go right now.
Potentially, I mean, it really depends on what's in BC, right? Like, Pride Lands could be kind of your opening piece to the seed,
Yeah.
for all you know. But if drives are locking anything, then PR feels like almost hard required in some sense.
Yeah. 'Cause you still, if that Proud Fang is in HT2, then you're kind of pushing very high content at level 1. Sure, the kids are minigame. You know, you just go in there, do a dance call. You can get them down. You know, you can get that down. The town fight for doing the decoy presents, or the decoy present stolen, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of iffy. Like I said, you start to get in progressively worse stuff as you go deeper into Halloween Town with low stats.
It gets really, really bad with Experiment. I mean, it's obviously a very well-designed boss. So everybody has a perfectly consistent time with that fight.
Ooh,
Oh!
Tippy, both of them. Yeah, Tippy got hit and had a pop master form and start to run away and just got out of the hidey hole. And IBA just a thunderbolt. You know, we love those thunderbolts on Oogie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can get away. I think you can get away with a lot of. It's not fast, right? I think though that both our players are kind of conceding, like, okay, whatever I do, it's not going to be fast right now. So I'm just going to try and make the best move I can with what I know. And so doing HC2 is not great, but it's possible. PR is a little more cozy. You can get more stats, but still not easy by any means.
Yeah, exactly. Tippy kind of playing a dangerous game here, not being in the hidey hole. It's like, it's freaking me out a bit. Like, he's handling it very, very well. It's just, I like, just go a little bit further to the left, just go hide in the hole.
Man has no fear.
The pirates with the, that's exactly it. The pirates with the guns are just like, it's hard to exactly tell when they're shooting and when there's one right behind them also shooting as well too, that you only may get one reaction, do the reflect of one bullet and get hit by the second one. So it's scary is what it is. And both of them make it through their fights respectively. Oogie Dunn getting the torn page, and Tippy getting through the minute fight and heading on to defending the interceptor. Ooh, free ether.
Yo, and a potion. Let's go. Our Proud Fangs in HT2. Okay.
Yeah.
But we did get a page, so it's another 3 checks.
Yeah. And IBA going for it. Just going straight for objectives, looks like, because we have, what is that? That's a decoy present icon, right?
Yes.
I use the minimalist one. So I use the simple icons. I don't use the game icons. So when I see presents and like things like this, I'm like, okay, which one's which?
Yeah. It's pretty, thankfully, again, it's like Dan's call just gets through and makes everything super simple. IBA will be finishing this, getting his objective on Presence 1, and then moving on. I mean, you really hope you find your Proud Fang on Presence 2 at this point. You do not want to do Experiment.
Actually, speaking of Proud Fang here, IBA did get their the next set of hints, and there is a Proud Fang in 100 Acre Woods. So it could just be in the first 6, along with Limit Form. So you're missing one known form, which is Final, which is one of the easiest ones to get, because you either find Final or you get Lion Darkness. It's the only form really that you can do. You can get 2 different ways. So Final typically is the last one you want to try to find, if anything.
Tippy getting bullied.
Oh, yep. KH2Rando couldn't play.
Just no. That fight sucks.
Yes.
Oh
and
no.
IBA also. This is what I was worried about. Was this kind of thing? Because like, if you don't kill them fast enough, you're gonna have to deal with these upgraded. I don't know exactly what the name of these ones are, but these upgraded Jack in the Box, and they don't play around. Like they are rude.
Now upside, good amount of EXP there that just shot IBA's levels up. All right.
Yes.
And we got wisdom on that barrels fight, which barrels fight is either a very easy thing or it is the worst nightmare for no reason.
Exactly. And the other thing too is they did end up getting a fire off of levels as well too. I saw it on the IBA side. It was level 15 or 16, I believe it was, one of the two. And there's also Valor on Tippy's side. So I'm just gonna say nope on that, whatever that stat up box was. So you can skip every now and then. You just hope that it wasn't a drive recovery. And there's the Proud Fang. Pretty deep.
But that is your ideal. That means no Vexen, no what's his face?
Experiment.
No experiment.
Well,
yeah.
It wasn't gonna be on Vexen. It was no non-super boss visit unlocks.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And IBA getting their KH2Rando.
I love this from Tippy. Using Wisdom Form here to replenish MP to get that extra bit of thunder. It's a magnet? Oh.
All right, so the Proud Fang was not in the first 6. Well, not in the next 3. So Halloween Town is your progression. And Tippy is now going there, but has a little bit more tools, has 2 more forms, has the magnet, and has higher stats going into the fights than IBA did. So we'll see how they handle this. Should be a little bit quicker, but they have tools, more tools if it gets a little bit more hairy in their situation.
I believe Tippy is also above the floor for magic. And since Dance Call, as weird as it seems, Dance Call scales off your magic stat. So should be able to chunk just even more damage than IBA did with this. And it should go, just quite a bit faster.
If I consult the spreadsheet here, the floor for Prison Keeper is 16 and the cap is 28.
So almost at the ceiling.
Almost at the ceiling for magic, above for strength here. So yes, it's gonna make quicker work of Prison Keeper and Oogie.
Opting to go for the Master Form strats while IBA goes into Pride Lands here. This is nice. We're gonna get like 30, 40 some odd checks here.
They did the Spinny Rooney on him and didn't have enough health, didn't have enough defense to get through that.
Spin to win, baby. Spin to win.
The spin to win. Tippy through their Prison Keeper, gonna head to Oogie and gonna go all the way to get that Proud Fang that they want, because they are saying nope to going to STT. I need my progression somewhere else. And they're gonna get their other objectives on the way too, so it's not too bad.
Second try, IBA gets through it. There is a backup strat where you can run to the back corner, but I mean, most random runners don't want to go for that because it's safe, but it's slow. And so just bum rushing at them and praying that they don't be mean to you tends to be the faster way to deal with the idiots if you don't have the RNG.
Yo, Dark, do we want to curse this? Are we going to say that this scimitar is in Pride Lands 1 or is it in Pride Lands 2?
I mean, it's on Scar.
You think it's on Scar?
Yeah.
I was
I
going
wanna
to say Scars, but I think it's going to be Pride Lands 2 because I think the seed's going to want them to go to STT with
That
low
could be.
tools.
See, I'm always down for a reflectless Scar. I think that fight is one of the most annoying fights in the game and one of the most interesting to watch. Reflectless, just to see how different people handle that situation.
Oh, Tippy with that magnet use, corralling the enemies, making it a lot easier to get through that. So that magnet is now coming into handy pretty early. Ooh, money.
Okay, that was the one thing I was worried about with Tippy skipping that stat up chest. That maybe you missed out on money pouch, but running into that will be nice. Tippy can pick up their Fantasia and just be able to be set for items for the rest of the seed.
It's okay. The seed had to give them progression. I imagine most likely it was going to be here early because the seed's going to want them to go to Agrabah to start progressing the world a little bit more. And Tippy done with her Oogie. So probably going to head straight back. Probably is actually going to check the front 6 to see, hey, can I skip out doing Halloween Town 2 and get this Proud Fang early in 100 Acre Woods? Nope. Does the complete opposite of what I'm saying. But that is fine. They have an objective in Halloween Town 2, so that's probably what they're most likely focused on and said, I'll deal with the other 3 checks after this.
Oh, hey, we got the presents. Just,
In
they
one
were,
location.
yeah, they were locked in Pride Lands, which you had to go to presents to get.
All right, so IBA heading into Agrabah. I almost said OC. Agrabah, and there is only, one objective here, and that's Twin Lords, so we'll see if they actually go all the way through. Actually, there's 2, but 1 right now that they have access to.
Yeah. If they do find the Scimitar, thankfully, both racers will be able to just go straight into AG2, having 1 of every elemental magic. Pretty nice. The interesting thing is that I don't... It'd be a little annoying, but you do have Fantasia. I don't see a world where you wouldn't want to necessarily push into Twin Lords right now. I think it's fine to do.
Yeah. We did see IBA pick yet another torn page, so I was able to check, was it Rabbit's House now, to see if maybe Limit Form's there. Because I imagine they're probably going to keep checking, because they probably want that. Ooh, the Limit Form is really nice to have. But with 2 of your goals being dry forms, and you already know the 2 other are in PR, all you have to worry about is where is Final Form.
Right.
So, and there's still plenty of seed to find out where Final Form's at.
Well, they could have it on a Keyblade right now, for all you know. We did get our next set of hints, by the way. We do have... It looks like LOD is the only thing on drives, so maybe important, maybe not. OC access here, and then there is a identity disc, or SP access, which screens are kind of an underrated utility in these settings. It is both very difficult to take full advantage of, but very, very powerful with the EXP curve the way it is.
Yes, so IBA getting both of those unlocks, and it's gonna push a boo here, and we'll see what they decide to do with those 2 new unlocks that they got. And in the meantime, Tippy got their Proud Fang and is probably going to immediately bolt to 100 Acre Woods, see if they can get the Limit Form, and then probably head straight to Pride Lands. I don't know if they do the mini game. I imagine they would, because they would probably want that Limit Form. Ooh, Flare Force. Flare Force on a boo push.
Oh, maybe. All right. So, no Reflect still, but Flare Force will carry a lot of your seed. And now with the money pouch especially, you can feel free to just ether, and Flare Force. Okay, PRs. IBA is trading places.
Yeah, so IBA is going to do what Tippy did. Tippy's going to follow suit with what IBA did, which gives us an opportunity to take a look at the rest of this objective board and what they have, because we haven't really talked about it. We only talked about what we stood out to us, but we haven't talked about where they have to go. So STT's on the board. If they want to go do that objective, they can go do Axel 2. You just have to kind of go through everything, and typically in this kind of scenario, with it being at the very end, kind of want to wait until you know what's there to know, hey, am I sacking this or not?
We do have screens available as well, so that's another one that is opened up to us. OC is kind of like your boogeyman right now. Your OC1, thankfully, you're gonna land that in Agrabah, but it's really that OC2 for that Zexion and Hades that could be a little spooky. That's either two objectives you're gonna be forced to skip, or you may have to go out of your way to find that unlock.
Yeah, depending on where this other Battlefields of War is going to be, it's going to be interesting to see if those two are the ones that you skip or not. And then and then the last one that we really haven't talked, other than Luxeus being in AG2 and Zexion being in OC2, and you have the Hyenas 2, is that data that's sitting there, Data Luxord. I don't imagine you go any further in Port Royal than Barbosa. But I've seen weird things happen with these visit unlocks, and you're kind of your hand's forced into doing something that you just put off for the longest time.
Yeah. And in all honesty, PR2 is not like the worst second world visit to do. It's a little slow because of GR2, but Data Luxord, if you play the minigames, can be, actually, I would argue, is the fastest data in the entire game as far as potential speed with level 1. So
yeah, because you're mostly playing the minigame. The minigame does a lot of the time bar, and if you can manipulate him always doing the minigames, it goes very, very quick.
I'm very interested to see how the rest of this is going to play out, because we're kind of getting to that point where you have a lot of options available to you for each of our racers. So,
I'm not gonna lie right now. I was looking at Tippy's screen when he room transitioned, and you know how the big name comes out and tells you, like, here it says Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice. I don't know if it's me or not, and I don't know how to spell the word or not. But Will the Beast was spelled with, looks like 2 or 3 E's, like in the word beast. I don't know if it was me just like combining letters. I don't know if it's spelled that way or what, but I was so thrown off for a second.
See, here's the thing. Danimal mods exist. I have no idea anymore what is like normal in this game, because Danimal mods just...
So the thing is you go through, you play this, you've played so many different seeds, you kind of just like turn your brain off with like what pops up in the middle of the screen when it comes to a room transition. And it was just that one time I looked at it and actually read what it was. And I was like, wait, it has 2 E's in it. And I don't know if that's right or wrong. So I'm not the greatest speller. Like, I know how to spell, but there's some words that I'm just like, that doesn't look right in spelling. So it just caught me off guard for a second.
Apparently that is how it is spelled according to chat. So put as much faith in chat as you want there. Oh, that's a beautiful Keyblade, by the way. No wonder Tippy has not wanted to take that off. That's an 8-6 combo boost. Ooh.
Yes. So they're probably never going to change that at all. They're just going to keep it on there. So both of them using, Oh, decides.
Oh.
Okay, interesting. Decides to do the STT, probably saying, hey, my opponent's probably not doing this, and I'm probably not going to get that limit form for a while. Let's just say it's because here's the thing. The logic says that whatever you have as starting unlocks is where you probably should end up going. And you started off with STT.
You do have fire. You don't have limit form, so unfortunately you won't get to see the tech, which is a little sad. But still, it's a solid, lot of checks, a lot of prog points. I think FCT in these settings is one of the densest place for prog points in the game.
Yeah, so Tippy gonna take the I think it's like 7 to 10 minute venture through STT to finish out that Axel 2 objective. Probably is gonna get this is a very good play, because you're at this point in the seed where you're gonna get your next set of hints while you're in here, and it gives you time to think and plan out. Well, actually, very quick, IBA, what's that chess? It was just HP, so Tippy didn't miss anything. But during Tippy's adventure into STT, it's going to at least give him time to say, okay, here's my next set of hints. Here's where all my unlocks are. What's the path I have to take now? Because you're going to have, we know that you have Twin Lords, right? You're going to get OC1. You're going to get an SP1. So you're going to have 3 more objectives available after you do this one. So that's 7 objectives right off the bat that you're going to be able to, that you're going to either have completed already or going to have access to. So where do you go from there is the next idea.
In settings like these, it's always good to just clear objectives. It is, sometimes it's like, but my progression's really weird. I don't know how I feel about this, but just clearing objectives is insane. And I just noticed that OC has our second PR access, by the way.
Yes. So that would put Data Luxord on the board.
It does.
Oh, this limit form at Rabbit's house. Okay.
So that is really good for IBA. That speeds up your STT visit if you want to go there. All of a sudden, content just feels super open and available to do. Like you're happy, and immediately going into STT. Yeah, I no reason not to.
Oh, hi, Royal Summons. So we'll see how quickly IBA gets caught up to Tippy here in STT. But to be fair here, it kind of evens back out to where they're back on the same page because IBA did Halloween Town very early, low stats, and it took some time. While Tippy was able to kind of breeze through Halloween Town and get caught back up. So it's going to kind of even out the time invested IBA did into doing Halloween Town early and now doing SCT with Limit Form. While Tippy got levels to do Halloween Town very easily, but it's going to be a little bit slower on STT.
And in all honesty, Limit Form, for as good as it is, the fire is going to make Tippy's STT pretty quick, all things considered. Really, it's the struggle fights that are the stuff that's slow in these things. So it's one of these situations where you're looking at it like, oh, well, I might have a 53-second struggle fight, but Tippy might get something like a 46 or 48. And that's still... No, it's just right.
Okay, it's just right. Well, here's the thing, too. Here's the other thing that I don't know if anybody has been keeping an eye out. Tippy's been practicing some any percent routing. So going into STT now at low tools, nothing much, Tippy knows a handful of the strats to make STT faster.
Man is better than I am.
Yes. So Tippy is getting their next set of hints. BC has no unlocks. It's not dead yet, but has no unlocks. But that Twilight Town is kind of nasty. Really nasty because it gives you torn pages, but that's not on the board. Like, at least you'll get limit form and all that because you're gonna get torn pages and you're most likely gonna go dive into 100 Woods to go get your limit form because you want that Wisdom 7 because you have it. It's just it's nasty.
That was a 54-second. That's insane. Anyway, the good thing too is that kind of means that as you're looking at 100 Acre, it's got to feel pretty good to know that, like, if you're in IBA's position, I just play the first main game and I get to just be done after that is insanely comforting.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Yeah, this STT is not taking Tippy that long. Like, Limit Form and Trinity Limit, yes, it's very nice to have during these fights to go through SCT. But this goes to show, if you have a fire and you have a way to, and you know, like, the strats to get through this, fire will carry you through this pretty good.
Good use of that baby magnet too. Magnera with baby fire can knock it out, but using just baby magnet keeps you in the fire range really, really well. All right, IBA, are you going for this?
Speaking of fire, there's a fire on Limit 3.
Oh, Keck. Nice. All right. Well, IBA didn't go for the other one. He went for the frame perfect Strike raid. Didn't get it, which is fine. He's gonna get some little extra limit EXP out of this, so
You know,
no big deal.
a little scary that he does it that way. Like I've tried it and I've been soft locked before, so I just try not to do it that way. But the new tech, very nice. Does save you some time here. It's fairly still new to try to learn, and if you haven't practiced it that much, it's okay to just say, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, or attempt
Yeah,
to. So it's not a bad route.
it's perfectly
Yo,
fine.
skateboard,
Hoggers.
do a kickflip. Oh.
Let's see. We ain't Tony Hawk out here. Come on.
So we're getting into the meat of the checks here. Finds an aerial dodge, finds a fencer earring, and says nothing else in that station. So let's see what else in Sunset.
My eyes deceive me. I thought that was a magic chest back there. It's not. It's a black chest.
It was a junk chest. That's a junk chest down there.
Sweet.
Flash step. Okay.
Both gap closers.
I was about to say chicken. Ukulele. And another aerial dodge. Okay. What a good Sunset Terrace here.
Nice movement.
Yes.
Now,
very nice movement.
Stitch opens up some interesting options. Those screens, you got the magic. Could do Blizzara. Blizzara Stitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point you want the stats because this is kind of pointing you to high-level worlds that you just want to start to get your stats up as quickly as possible and work your way through them.
I think it's interesting considering that neither player has dipped into OC, neither player's dipped into SP. There's a lot of unknowns that are sitting there that could just lead to our seed being finished after this STT visit, and it's kind of scary to think about. Like, these seeds average on a good seed like 110 to 115 on a good seed. On a fast seed, you can get anywhere from like a 105 to a 110, and on a bad seed, it's about a 2 hour. This seed, I'm gonna say, is looking like a solid like 115 with how these racers are playing, which is really exciting.
So here's the mindset of, like, if I'm getting into the racer's mindset of why I'm doing SCT right now, I'm doing it because I have to do it for an objective. I may or may not have to do it, but it's an easy objective to go do. It's not hinted yet, but would it being hinted make any difference of me going? So going early or going later is just going to be about the same amount of time. Whereas the other places, okay, I have the hints for them, so I already know what's there. Kind of situation. So really, you're not losing time doing this early. It's just if you have the tools, you just go do it, and you're just doing it unhinted, which you're going to get everything anyways.
Yeah. All right. Well, Twilight Zone access, so you get Pages access. To Tippy, that probably means like, okay, I probably have access to my final form, or sorry, not final form, my limit form now. And given that Tippy played the first minigame, I wouldn't be surprised when they get their next page to see them go in and just find it.
Here's the interesting question I'm going to pose now. And so IBA is going to get this ice cream. Tippy's already had it. You have all the forms but final form. When you shotgun TT and you don't get final form, or if you don't get final form or light and darkness, do you still push into station fight?
I wouldn't. I don't think. Well, you're not going to get final form. It's just L&D is the only thing that can be there.
Well, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, you're not going to get final form there, but if you don't get light and darkness, you push station fight, and that's the thing. That's the play you have to kind of think here, because you want to optimize your leveling of drive forms for these goals as you're going through worlds. And TT is the easiest spot to get a bunch of final forms.
Yep. Well, and the good thing is 100 Acre is dead because we know BC is done. Right? Or Pride Lands is done, sorry. So that second Proud Fang means nothing to us. So those torn pages being there is kind of like de-incentivizing you to do that fight in general. So saving it, getting it your final leveled up, and then just coming back when you need it is much better.
Hey, Dark, can I ask you to look at the objective board again and tell me if there's an objective in PL2?
No, there's definitely not. I don't see a dog there.
You don't see the hyena with the number 2 on it?
No. I
It's okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay, Mr. Ness. We'll
Clip back to the point where I said I'm blind, and it's not a blindness of the eyes; it's a blindness of the brain.
No, you're fine. So, Tippy is gonna go to Agrabah. So, get their Torn Page. Probably gonna get the Limit Form and move on from there. While IBA taking the time to level up Limit Form here, wants to get those limit levels up. Probably preparing it for fights if you have to go up the World That Never Was, but possibly looking for that Sword of the Ancestor as well too.
Well, LDX is nice. It's a pretty dense set of worlds, and you get your world unlocks here. So it's comforting to have. Wait, what is that? That Battlefields? I don't know what that icon is.
That's Battlefield of War in SP.
Oh, that's nice. Well,
so STT got hinted and is dead. Now they finished it off. And SP now has the other Battlefields of War, which has your 3 unlocks. So you have the 1 SP in unlock in Agrabah. Question is, where's your other one?
And how deep do you dive for?
What happened?
How deep do you dive? Because you only got to do screens. There is no Lurk Scene, there's no Hostile, there's no MCP, there's no Solar Sailor.
You're hoping it's an SP1.
Oh, yeah. Is that put our bracers in go mode?
If OC's there, they have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, they are missing one other objective, whether it's one of the form ones, Last Chest of Core, or they go to PR2.
Well, we do have auto final.
Oh, well, yeah. That logically, we'll put, if Battlefields of War is in SP1, that logically will put them into go mode.
Ooh, this is interesting from Tippy. Opting to dip out a cave and not wanting to do a boo. Maybe thinking I could possibly skip Twin Lords. That's going to
interesting. That's very interesting. Like, I can see why. I can see why they would do that. And that is very risky, but you never know. It could pay off here. Because here's the thing. Let's Mind Palace this. Okay? If you have to go to SP and you end up getting the Battlefields of War 2, you will also get the Skill and Crossbones, which will give you Data Luxord, and will give you the membership card. And then if you happen to stumble across the other membership card, you can skip out on doing Twin Lords.
And Lexaeus. Oh, this is interesting.
And Lexaeus.
Tippy is doing this. And doing stage. Tippy didn't even shotgun the rest of TT. It just went straight for stage.
Wants the Torn Pages. Is thinking that the Proud Fang and Limit Form are deep in 100 Acre Woods.
No, this is a big risk, though, because if your Torn Pages are just in the other part of the shotgun of TT1, the thing you have to remember is you can't get back there until you have TT2 access. Now, we know that's just in C, right? But that's still...
Yeah.
This is... you gotta respect Tippy for at least, like, the willingness to play risky, if nothing else, to gamble out. Especially when you're against opponents in a 1v1. Like, this is the kind of stuff that can make or break a seed.
Oh, hey, Torn Page. So we saw 2 different form levelings there. We saw Tippy doing Valor form, and we saw IBA doing Wisdom form. And on Wisdom 2, I believe it was the Sword of the Ancestor. Wisdom 2 or 3. So it's pretty early on Wisdom form.
Every stupid scene. I hate this game. Nice light and dark location. Sorry.
But here's the thing. Now Tippy's got access to and Hori Slash. Okay, wait, this TT's paying off. This TT's paying off.
It's so stupid, man.
So Tippy now has both dry form objectives available. Okay. Is going for hyenas too. Has basically, well, let's put it this way. If the OC2 access is in SP1, they basically have the 9 squares on the right hand side of the board available.
And he gets Spooky Cave access. Yeah, like that puts Tippy in a very comforting position. Like this is what I mean. That gamble to just go straight into the fight instead of checking, it pays off here. And it's like if IBA goes to 100 or goes to TT, we're not talking like a monumental amount of time, right? But it is still like that's 15, 20 seconds.
So he if he gets the Proud Fang here, he's in go mode. Theoretically, he's in go mode if Battlefields is in SP1.
That's crazy.
Because he'll have everything. He could skip Lexaeus, he can skip Data Luxor, and he skips the last check of core.
Yeah.
And he will be 100% going.
That's...
So
I can't
that
say anything.
TT dive, skipping all the chests, saying, hey, I'm just going to go to station, do all that. He got final form out of it. He got both torn pages. And not only that, he got a Shadow Archive on Valor leveling. And he got another magnet. So it's going to make his leveling in screens that much easier.
Like this is low-key looking like what we call the god routing right now. This is insane. Like you're feeling very good if you're in Tippy's position. And for IBA as well, like he's just chunking through content. It's just the tools Tippy has are going to make it that much easier for him.
Yeah, now everything we're talking about is contingent on Battlefields of War being in SP1, because if it's not in SP1, you lose 3 objectives.
Yeah.
Actually, you lose more than... No, you do lose 3 objectives, theoretically. Unless Skill and Crossbones and Membership Card are both in OC2, then you lock yourself out of 5 objectives.
Which, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty funny.
Yes. So... we shall see when IBA finishes this SP1 where this is at.
And I love this. I love the double finish or triple finishing plus Magna Burst strat. It feels good. Like it just is really effective. It's not obviously as good as Magnera strats, but it's fast. And with Combo Master too, you don't even have to worry about hitting enemies. All right, just watch the timer. That's look. There might be a thing of like waiting till the last second, but I can say that's not advisable.
Okay. This Proud Fang might be on Starry Hill.
Wait, and that's our last page.
And it's in the world that never was. Because IBA just got the hint. Levels are done. And the world that never was has an ice cream and pages.
Oh, okay.
So this is interesting. And IBA is heading to the end. Let's see. Do these 2 chests, one of them have battlefields? Oh, okay. This is getting interesting.
This is spicy. Do you do hostile here?
You have to. You have to do hostile, because otherwise you are committing to sacking the 3 OC objectives, or the 2 OC objectives actually.
I mean, it's fair. It's a little tough though. Like, I think
Also,
in IBA's position, you're looking for maybe some faster tools to help you with that.
Also, Tippy finished Spooky Cave and didn't get the Proud Fang, so it's on Starry Hill.
Let's go!
Here's so the second chance in OC1. Okay, so now IBA does not have, depending on where Final Form's at. Final Form's actually is only in 1 of 3 places, which is what? Disney Castle, Hollow Bastion, or LOD. And if Final Form is late in any of those worlds, and IBA never goes to Twilight Town, then Tippy has a big advantage for having Final Form.
Yeah. And Final Form, unironically, like, when he comes to speeding up content, is just the fastest tool in the world. It just makes life so good. Especially with Magnera in your pocket. Oh. It's very juicy. If you're in IBA's position, I'm thinking you are trying to look at skipping. You're looking at probably trying to skip Hyenas too right now. I think that's just...
You are skipping Hyenas 2. In his position, he's skipping Hyenas 2. With him not finding Light and Darkness yet, or finding where Final Form's at, you're skipping Wisdom 7.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, you're still left with, you can't do Hades, you can't do Zexion, you can't do Final Chest of Core. So it's like you're missing 5 objectives, and you need 2 more with the stuff that you have. So it's very interesting to see where IBA goes after he finishes OC1, because I imagine at this point you are going to set up OC2.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and the good news here for IBA, as much as we talk about, oh, this Light and Darkness is huge, it is. But the other thing we aren't considering is that membership card and that scimitar also aren't hinted, which means they also have to be in those 3 locations. If they land in the same world as Final Form and Final Forms before it, like, that kind of evens things out quite a bit.
Well, so Tippy here is back in Agrabah, and they chose the fastest spot to use Light and Darkness, so they didn't lose that much time to force Final. So sure, they wasted maybe about 10-15 seconds, but Agrabah is the fastest place to force Light and Darkness, and it paid out.
Oh, Scimitar was sound. Where's the second Scimitar? DC. Okay.
Yeah, it's DC.
Okay. Fine. It's fine.
So at this point, Tippy has a death, but besides the death, has Twin Lords, Lexaeus, has screens, has urns, has the drive form, has both drive forms, which is 6 more objectives. They have the 4 done, so they're missing 2 objectives. So they're going to go to SP, hoping for that early Battlefields of War, and if that hits it, then yeah, they're in go mode.
I'm trying to think too, where I think if you're in Tippy's position, consider doing Roxas here. Not for the sake of anything specific, but you're looking at your best possible places to level Final. Roxas really ain't going to be that slow, and you get access to nobodies, and since it's just Final Form 3, you don't need to do Zigbar or any other content.
Yeah. Or you get the early membership card, and you at least get Final 2 in HB1.
Yeah.
And then if you do end up going to OC2, you have the room full of dust, so you get Final 3 there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I'm just silly. It's fine.
No, you're fine. You're because that actually puts you in a good spot for leveling any other forms as well too, and getting more levels as well too. If you end up needing more stats, so doing Roxas is not bad. If you can't, because we're on the outside looking in, not in a race setting. So for us, we can say, wait, you actually have this route. You could do this route. But in a race setting, I probably would have done that the world never was. I would have done Roxas to get to final leveling, because your mind is racing at 1,000,000 miles per hour, and you have to think of all these small little things. Where do I go level this? Where's my objectives? Where are my unlocks? Hey, nice membership card.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't like what I'm looking at for that Final Form location.
Nope.
That's mouse push plus, because I don't... Did he check the top? Did IB check the top too?
I
can't
remember.
For DC.
For mouse? For DC? I believe so. I think he checked everything.
Yeah, so...
Because he went to go level up forms in the hallway. So, but
Yeah.
that Hollow Bastion is really, really good. Because you are guaranteed HB2.
Yeah, that's very true. So, and honestly, core is pretty free. Like, with the tools that they have.
That is theoretically. Actually, no. not IBA. Tippy will be in go mode when they finish OC1. Because they will have data luxered and they will have core access. Now the question would be though is, do you want to do data luxered?
Yeah, IBA analysis paralysis trying to figure out what to do is gonna opt to go for this DC unlock. This makes sense. You get your final form guaranteed out of this.
They don't want to do Twilight Town because they don't want to push more pages. So this is, as we like to call it, the Great Divergence. This is where the coping starts to happen. So it's not a bad play. Everybody, you have to make a decision of where you're going to go. And he's committed to finding actual final form and not doing more extra content than what you want.
Maybe? Wait. He's going to check push first.
He's going to do push. Because he's going to say, what's the point of doing all of LD1 if it's just on mini push?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Meanwhile, Tippy's going to make their way through OC1. Yeah. I like I said, I'm in their shoes, on both of their shoes. I understand IBA's position here. I don't want to go do extra content because it's not even guaranteed that Light and Darkness is in Twilight Town. So why should I push Twilight Town? For pages that potentially is not going to do anything for me other than unlock one objective? You know what I mean? It's these kind of thoughts that start to go through your head and you're just like, I'm going to cope. I'm coping for other things. Well, Tippy's just like, you know what? I'm just going to go do it. If I get something, I get something. If I don't, I don't. And it paid out.
The other thing I just realized about where the number was, it has our last page. That's just past Roxas. It's Starry Hill. Reflect? No, they don't exist.
Now, we don't need to reflect. We don't need to reflect.
Yeah. Well, why would anybody want to reflect? I don't. Reflectors. Grudge.
All right. So IBA is getting very close to the end of this mouse push and is gonna be saying, let it just be here.
Yeah, you're praying. This is... Because if it's just here, it's about the same time as this one as TT is.
All right. Here we go. No! It's a Way to the Dawn. Not the one he wanted.
That's so rough. Because now you really are going to go gamble on LOD as a result of this. Because it's like you've done the mouse push.
It's not even guaranteed it's an LOD 1. Like, your LOD 2 axis is in Hollow Bastion. So, yeah, IBA is now saying, I have to get this OC2 unlocked. Was there plan on sacking OC2? I think that's what it was.
I think so. Going for setup here.
Looking at this, I think their plan was sacking OC2, so Hades and Zexion and Hyenas 2. Because they're not going for pages. That was their 3. As for Tippy has practically, though, is going to have the whole board available to him.
Yep. Can make whatever decision he wants to about how he wants to proceed with the rest of this seed. Tough. It's tough. Really tough.
Yeah. Like I said, this is when the thoughts start kind of at the hour mark and you're starting to look at your whole seed because now you have all the information. You start to roll and you're starting to think, did I make the right decisions? How deep is this check? Like, what's my opponent doing? Yeah, it does. If you position yourself in the right spot, you could stop him from rotating all the way around. Oh, and Battlefield War is just, okay. So he's now gonna. Yep, there you go. And he has core. So that's his go mode. That's what he's shooting for. He is gonna go for it. Which means Tippy's gonna get it too, and Tippy would be in go mode that way.
So here's the thing, though, with IBA. Again, we have auto final, right? He is.
Puts it on.
You skip Data Luxord here. You don't do SP. You don't do. There's no. Yeah, there's no world. You skip your wisdom, but yeah, you go your Hollow Bastion 2, your OC 2. These are your worlds, and you just get an auto final with second chance, and there we go.
But here's where I'm going to question that then. I'm only questioning this because this is the thought that would come to my mind. How easy is it going to be able to get into auto final? And do you have enough nobodies on your way to get final 3?
Looking at it, their defense is at 7. That's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be a cinch. As far as getting nobodies on the way, yes, there's actually enough in HB2 alone to take care of it. It's still, I think this puts Tippy slightly ahead, just in the sense that Tippy can skip out on doing core. But this race just got incredibly tight.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Tippy can now skip Luxeus and Data Lux and core.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, not core. They can skip Hyenas too. They don't have to go back for pages. Because they're probably not going to do The World That Never Was.
Yeah.
So the only difference between these two is they'll probably both skipping Data Luxord, but is Luxeus and actually IBA is skipping Hyenas 2, Luxord, and oh no, wait. Am I looking at this wrong?
He could skip Hyenas 2, Luxord, Wisdom 7. Or
yeah, he's gonna get Wisdom here. He's in Wisdom form on screens, so he's gonna get Wisdom 7.
No, I'm talking about IBA. IBA.
Oh, IBA.
Yeah. Hyenas 2, Wisdom, Data Lux, or he could skip Luxeus. No, but you don't skip Luxeus.
He's gonna hard skip Data Lux. He's gonna get the final 3 and hard skip Data Lux. Data Luxord. As for Tippy, what do you skip on Tippy's side? You have what's the fastest route for you to get your objectives?
Hyenas 2, Luxeus, and Data Lux. I think that core with Final Form Magnera is just that will make the mob fights are much easier than doing that kind of a fight. So at least
so he still does the 2 absent silhouettes. So the only difference between the two is Wisdom 7, right?
Mm-hmm. So what's interesting about this too, just as a note, both players have not done Hydra. IBA, it makes sense, but Tippy is Tippy thinking about maybe skipping Hades Zexion, which I don't.
You don't have to do core. That's what I keep thinking. Tippy's not doing core. Because you're skipping core, you're skipping Hyenas 2, and you're skipping Data Lux.
Why would you do Luxeus over core though? Is my.
You're already at AG. You're already done with AG1.
Oh, that's true. You don't have to enter Hollow Bastion at all. Yeah. No, that is. Yeah.
What is Hollow Bastion going to give you other than pushing further into that, doing all of corridors, and then doing core?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I was just trying to put onto my head. I was like, Tippy has one other objective available to him. So which one is he skipping? I imagine he's going to skip core.
Yeah, that checks out. It's my brain always forgets sometimes that Hollow Bastion 1 hasn't been done, because Hollow Bastion 1 just kind of pops in and pops out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, party member's dead. This is a little scary. You can't. Kiraga. He's gonna go for Stitch because Kiraga will heal you as well. auto finals. There's his completion mark. Okay, there we go. We're good. Didn't mean to cure.
Nice cure.
Unfortunate. Meant to like Blizzard or Magnet or Thunder or something. Just not the cure.
Yeah, he forgot he was on cure still because he pre-menued it and then decided to use Stitch.
Makes sense. It happens.
I'm just gonna say the strength stat's kind of abysmal.
Yeah.
Kind of abysmal, man.
No, we're above the floor. You know, oh wait, that's with a second Keyblade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's fine.
Yeah, so IBA's now gonna go through core, gonna get that done. Probably gonna flare force their way through because you can you can try to auto final, but you have flare force, you have ethers, you have elixirs. You just full send the Donald strat.
Yep. Magnet Burst 2 just to play it safe. Yep.
Now here's the question: does core pay out with a reflect?
Oh, you know what? That's the other thing, man. Like Tippy is definitely got the faster go mode here, but there's not a reflect on the way, and there's a reflect in core. That significantly slows down a lot of those final fights. Oh, hold. Oh,
There's a fire.
This game's a tease, man. This game's a tease. Right.
Oh, it's gonna use Stitch.
Magnega is on Hydra. That's kind of...
Okay, Tippy's now gonna cook through the rest of OC2. Because you kind of want some good crowd control, because those 2 fights and then the Auron room is not very fun when everybody starts to spread out.
Yeah.
And, you know, this actually makes it where I would, if I was in Tippy shoot, I would actually consider just doing core, because now you have Magnega that will let you go through core very, very easily.
Yeah. Oh, and you
get
know what?
checks.
Lexaeus, without him for reflect, he ain't all that quick.
Yeah. So I think at this point you kind of pivot to say, I'm just going to do core because I want to reflect, and that's my best chance to get one.
Yeah, fair. IBA doing a really good job of just using Combo Master Magnet Burst with Stitch and Thunders here just to like clean it out. Thankfully that magic stat is above the floor for core, so even with maybe Thunder is able to take advantage of it really nicely. And just slow, but it's effective and safe. And he is through the first fight with no issues, which is way better than taking a death.
Yes. But that second fight is going to be very, very scary.
No, I can't wake up.
Dark, there is plenty of seed left. Dark, we gotta be attentive. We gotta be here.
I'm trying, man. I can't help.
Alright, somebody put on some lullaby, some Twinkle Twinkle Little Star here.
The Data Lexard strat going out.
Alright, so Tippy gets their final 3. And it's going to head to their Hades and Zexion objectives. Which then will put on the table of where do they go? If you see them go to Agrabah, they're going to do Lexaeus. If you see them go to Hollow Bastion, then you know they're doing core.
Yeah. I mean, either option's totally valid.
Yeah.
There is no bad play to make in this right now by either racer. I think both racers have played incredibly well throughout this. It's like, it's just been a very tricky seed to route around.
And with Dark saying earlier not having a reflect, so you may not want to do Lexaeus, it's not that you can't do Lexaeus without a reflect. It just makes it 20 times easier to do it with a reflect. You just do guard strats, pretty much. Mm-hmm. You just don't get the extra damage you wish you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I don't think I've seen any reaction boosts either, so that RC isn't going to be as cozy, unfortunately.
Yeah, double Magnet Burst.
Hey, if it works, it works, right?
Uh-oh.
Oh, Stitch with the ukulele, though, kind of coming in clutch.
Yeah, because If you try to...
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, the magnet missed. This is the... Oh, he gets it off. Yo. Let's go.
Yeah, but those books are... The book...
Okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. It's fine. Stitch is out. The books are annoying, but with Stitch, they can reflect projectiles.
Yeah, okay. So they make it through. They're going to get their objective in Last Chest of Core. Hey, nice training limit.
It's kind of gross.
And tipping through Hades.
They have magic clock on, by the way. Am I crazy?
Well, you're kind of half sleepy here, so you might be crazy.
Chat, I'm actually not sleepy at all. I'm just yawning because my body is deciding I need to yawn for some reason.
Nah.
I slept like 12 hours yesterday. Felt good. Oh, they do. I'm not crazy. They did have it. I didn't miss it. Oh, nice aerial dodge.
Yeah, nice aerial dodge. Oh, they don't have a reflect to go over. Oh, this is gonna be interesting, IBA.
You could use thunder.
You can.
Thunder works.
But it only I think it works if you don't do the aerial dodge at the beginning. So, because you could use the first aerial dodge to get over the first one, and then use the fire to get over the second one. And he's doing the aerial dodge right after the first jump, so it's making it... Yeah, he's just going to be pushed too far.
So, this is also another version you could do. You could also just go to the end. Yeah, that works. You could also have gone to the end there and just done master hovering for, the skip that nobody does anymore because it's always blocked. Sean, you skip. Also, in the meantime, by the way, Tippy just cleaned Sexy out. We didn't say anything, but Sexy said.
I'm sorry. I was so enthralled with how IBA was going to do this last check of core because they had a weird tool set. So, but Tippy is, going to do last chest of core.
Yep, makes total sense.
Tippy's on their way, and IBA now has to do all of Agrabah 1, has to do all of Agrabah 2, and then has to do all of OC 2. So the time is ticking of what exactly you do.
It's tight. Oh, yeah. Also, it's a good point from chat.
He never went to... He never went to DC. Which, to be fair, at this point, it's like you can go check it, but if you already know that your Go mode, you already have a membership card, and you know the second membership card is in HB1, why do the extra check? So,
yeah.
Because it could be in TR, like Timeless River, and you just wasted time checking DC. Yeah, you can get a reflect, but I could see why Tippy's deciding just to go for it.
Oh, 100%.
So, the big play here was that Twilight Town push.
Which is crazy. It's like...
That extra magnet and that light and darkness is what's making the difference.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Pretty wild.
It is. It is, honestly. And the thing is, it's both the ways that players have routed these seeds. Again, it's completely valid. You think about it, it's like, well, I could push pages. I'm going to play the mini game. I don't know where my limit form is. This will get me Spooky Cave access. I'll probably get my second Proud Fang. I'll have Hyenas too. It's pretty quick.
Yeah,
so
pushing Twilight Town for the pages in hopes that you were going to get the Proud Fang as well too was a very risky play, but very good, it turns out, because it paid off with other tools that helped you progress the red tier seed. It's the only unfortunate thing is the fact that Proud Fang was on Starry Hill and your last torn pages in the world that never was, and you're just not going to touch it. So you did extra pages in hopes that you were going to get the Proud Fang, but it didn't happen. But overall, you still kind of coped into those 2 pages in Twilight Town and got paid out with a magnet and light and darkness.
Yeah, and Light and Darkness opens up an extra skip, which is a significant, it's an entire second visit that Tippy's not going to have to do over IBA, which...
Yeah.
Not that Agrabah 2's second visit is a lot faster than people think it is. It just feels slow because of carpet, but still, if you can avoid that in lieu of just doing content along the way, you want to.
Well, Tippy also saves time by not having to get damaged to get into final form every single time.
Yeah.
So it's all these small little things that is making the difference in the seed that just slowly makes the gap build bigger and bigger over time. And you start to see like, hey, the play was to go check, Twilight Town. I think I had a seed where I didn't shotgun Agrabah, even though it takes like 2 minutes. And Agrabah was loaded with all sorts of tools. And it's those risks that you have to take of like, do I go spend the 2 minutes to shotgun this in hopes of tools? Or do I just leave it alone and say, you know what, nothing's there, and I'm just going to live with that? And we see IBA did that, and we see that Tippy did the other thing of, I'm going to go check it.
Now, that being said, this is not over in the sense that reflectless final fights is no joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been a joke. Like, no doubt that both these racers have run into it, but it's got to come down to how effectively can you do it. Now, with the Magnega, I don't think Tippy's going to have an issue with the core fights, but really, that final Zem without a reflect,
that's going to be the major decider here is no reflect doing final Zem, because you have to do it, I would say, not say perfect, but you would have to plan it out like as you're doing the fight of getting that dome skip. And if you don't get dome skip, do you take the dome, or do you just say, you know what, I made it through this fight, I'm not going to risk it?
Reflectless, I think you take the dome. There's no world where it's faster. I don't think there's a world where reflectless it's faster, unless you get the limit form set up like perfectly, but it's also really, really hard to do.
Yeah, they have Trinity Limit, they have Berserkari, they have all the tools. It's the question then would be though is, do they do that and do they risk it? Because you could do if you're knowledgeable, you could do Trinity and then just do Berserkari. You just have to get there though. That's the thing. You have to get to that point. So it's not out of the question. It's just with all these thoughts, we can think about it and say, yeah, we could do this. You could do this strat. But in a race setting, you're just like, get me through this fight. Get me through this fight. I'm gonna take what I get.
And this is a big deal. This is whether you go, I believe this is 2-1, right?
Yeah, the winner goes to 2-1.
So that's one of those situations where you want
Tippy.
just for that extra comfort zone, you want to have that. You want to be in the 2-1 situation, so you have more chances to get into it. Because getting that 1-2 spot, you're on the cusp, which is not a comfy position.
This is a difference of I have to win one game out of my two, or I have to win both my games.
Yeah.
And having that little net of I can unfortunately take the loss on this round and win the next one is such a big relief, because if you're always playing on the back foot, it is mentally taxing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you start to play with that thought of I made a mistake, that's it kind of mentality, and it does not do good for one psyche.
Yeah, I think both of us can attest to multiple different races where we've been in where that has happened, where you're in that situation, you're very scared, and everything just starts to fall apart.
Exactly. So it is going to be a big relief for whoever gets the 2-1 record here at the end of this. It's going to help with that psyche of going forward into the last two rounds. Now, we see Tippy's about to just check to see if they find any magic checks, and is going to get this last check of core. while IBA is finishing up Genie Jafar, and it's going to head straight into Lexaeus. Oh, I forget the strength stat is just not there.
No, it's... And also IBA geared there, thinking he had a reflect, which is just tough. Oh, Wisdom pop. Nice. Definitely meant to go into Master. So it's okay. It happens.
Yeah. Yep, pre-menu it.
Okay.
Is thinking.
Okay. I don't think you have enough Final Form Glide to make this happen. I don't think Final 3. I think you need Final 4.
They're not planning on doing that. They're going to revert so they can aerial dodge over.
Okay. Sense. Right. Oh, almost fell there. That's spooky. I mean, this is all extra time IBA is getting back right now. So
yeah,
because Tippy's not leaving without this mark. Tippy's gonna find a way to do it. He's just gonna experiment. Wait,
Tippy, wait, where are you going?
No,
is gonna leave to save drive, but you just use the drive up.
Yeah, he does have another high drive recovery. Does he think he can't make it, so he's gonna opt to go try and get the scimitar instead? Interest or level up final? Leveling up final.
Level up final. Yeah, he's gonna level up final to try to get that extra glide.
Okay. You know, makes sense.
This gives time to IBA.
Mm-hmm. And it's
final
like
4.
This is a totally valid thing. It's really hard. There's so many ways of doing that. That's just tough.
They got to only Final 4, so they don't have the extra glide. By the way, if you guys didn't know, every final level you go up, if you take 1 off of that, that's the glide you have. So going from 3 to 4, you still only have glide 2. So
IBA is doing his best, man, but that strength is just abysmal. Like, you might honestly send into Ragnarok's here just because you're gonna chunk so much more. And unfortunately, right there, that's just Goofy's shield hitting him. There's nothing you can do about that. Going up to... Does Hades Chamber here have nobody?
Nope, because this is where you have the Hades Cup.
I see. I've never been back there, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, this is where you do Hades Cup. Or Paradox Cup. It's called Paradox Cup?
I don't know. It's one of the worst cups in the game. I know that. I've never done it for that reason.
He needs 5 nobodies.
Oh.
And here's the thing, though. It's like... There's none in PR2.
Is he doing Data Luxor?
No.
Wait, no.
He's realizing there's none in PR2 unless you do all of.
Yeah.
Well, there are, but you have to do all of PR2.
See, scimitars here. So, just as a note, by the way, so for those that are curious, there's a couple of ways IBA could have gone about that. Now, because just as for a future knowledge thing, what you can do there, there's a few things. You can do either normal glide, so you high jump, you glide, you use fire to get over the first bar, you use aerial dodge to get over the second bar, fire to get over the third, fire to get over the fourth. That's one way. Another way is you could go do the master thing that IBA did. A third way is you could use master form hovering with fires. So you jump, aerial dodge, fire, master form, aerial dodge, fire, revert, aerial dodge, fire, master form.
Tippy, he scanned over the scimitar check in courtyard multiple times.
No.
But he's committing to getting this final level.
I mean, it makes sense, right? You're just right there. It's your mode. You don't want to do extra content.
Yeah, this is not to fault Tippy. If you don't have the knowledge of how to get over that, you have to pivot.
Right.
And his knowledge is, I need enough glide. And that's fine.
And to be completely fair, you gotta understand that, especially when it comes to master form tech like that, that basically hasn't existed very much in the current iteration of Rando, because Shan Yu skip got removed. Back when Shan Yu skip was still around, we would see that master form be used all the time. But without having Shan Yu around, you don't really have a reason to need to gain that much height a lot of the time. So it's kind of become one of those older techs
And
that has niche uses.
and even though IBA is now closing the gap very quickly here, it's still not over, because there's one key thing that is going to make or break this race at the very end, and that is how fast can they do Reflectless?
Yeah. Well,
Because it's not going to be a fun ride, not for anybody.
the other thing is, it's also, I think it's going to come down to how fast can IBA do Zexion too, for reference. Doesn't have final form.
Doesn't, but he's going to have to use limit form. He's probably going to take a couple, 1 or 2 DMs.
Maybe. He does have Duck Flare, so it's not the worst. Any Zexion Yukion Berserk Quarry, but it's kind of bad. Pretty bad. Yo, but okay. To note though, if Tippy finds a Reflect here in Twilight Town 2, this also just is insane.
There's nothing there because TT's dead.
It's fine. I promise I have eyes.
Hey, got another item up. That's actually pretty good, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Hey, elixirs, mega elixir. You could spam more stuff.
So, if I'm looking at this, they probably both will roughly enter final fights at roughly the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to depend on how fast this Zexion goes, because I think this this right here, Magnet Whirligig, no way. This, any percent strats, man. It's so much damage. It's insane, actually. Using Valor form, going for it again. Oh, but Hades did the thing. Unfortunate.
All right, so Tippy's gonna get back at it. Gonna go do this with
Insane.
Glide 3.
Well, it doesn't help entirely. He has aerial dodge. Well, I don't know, because he was trying to do it with normal glide, wasn't he? And he still wasn't making it over.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't quick enough with the Glide. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
If you position yourself with Glide 3, you can get over that first gap. The thing is, can you get over the second one? Because you're already falling down, and while in final form, you don't have anything to push yourself up. You're just going to keep falling.
All right, IBA has set up his item pool. Going, it looks like IBA is going to go for... So this is also going to be another knowledge thing for IBA. IBA used to do a lot of speedrunning of super bosses, and I know he's been at that practice again recently. So coming into this, I think he's going to go for some super boss any percent strats. I don't know how effective they are, but...
It pushes him down too much.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
oh my gosh, he got
there's
it.
2. Okay, he got it.
All right.
And he's good to go. So the thing too is, if you hang too far to the left on that glide through to try to get the final chest, you will get pushed down. Because the way the roof slants, you get pushed, regardless of what you do. You kind of have to be in that sweet spot to the right to kind of keep your elevation up and not get pushed down.
Yeah. All right. IBA is going into the Dark Realm here. Did try to go for the Ars Arcanum. Now, the thing with Ars Arcanum is, weirdly enough, you have to wait like a really stupid amount of time with Ars to make it work. In the sense that, for whatever reason, the way Zexion retaliates is super strange. So, like, if Sora takes a half step in limit form, Sora will be able to do an Ars loop on him, but if you do it too early, you won't be able to. If you do it too late, you won't be able to. It's really weird and dumb, and I don't know why Zexion operates like that, whereas all the other bosses you can just slap shot and be fine.
All right, so the only difference between these two as they head into final fights is 30 seconds, roughly 30 seconds of loadless.
Who's that in favor of? Let me see. That's
Tippy.
in favor. Yeah.
Tippy has the 30 seconds.
Both are selling off items, I think.
Yep. They are preparing to go all out with their items. Because they know that they're not going to go in there with Reflect. I respect IBA getting levels because you want your strength stat to go up. Because that's your damage.
Yeah. And it's just unfortunately saying, I don't think I'm getting it, which... Don't have explosion. You don't have really that good of magics. Firaga, I guess. It's not great. Gonna use item boosts there, whatever he can. Gonna throw ether. Oh, this is good. Making sure Riku has some ethers on him. Alright. And Tippy is opting to do bulkies. Now, unfortunately, we know that Tippy's not going to get anything, at least through level 38 for strength. Oh, no, he gets one pop. So, but again,
I think he goes all the way through and gets all of these.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either. We've seen before that stats play a big part in these final fights. We've seen comebacks for the ages. When you get stats, you spend the time to get stats, you will blaze through these.
Yeah. It is, and oh my gosh, it's just not happening. Magic has decided it is the king today. So that probably evened our racers out as far as time equivalent goes. So that is what it is. Like, it's the best we can do. Okay.
So here's the thing that's going to make so here's what's going to happen. IBA is going to use their summon, is going to use Stitch most likely through Core Fight, and only has Magnera. Well, Tippy is going to never mind, use Stitch and use Magnega. So I was gonna say was gonna use Final Form, but they still can. They still pop it. They just have to dismiss Stitch in core fights. But I imagine once that safety of that extra hit, that's gonna be blocked by Stitch.
I'll take note of the time when our racers get out of core. Now, your best bet here is probably like Blizzards or Thunders. Yeah, IB is doing Thunders here. This is legitimately your best option. It's gonna do more damage than doing any sort of combo will, and you're just praying Stitch is gonna be nice, and Stitch is. Ooh, thank goodness, second chance exists. It's gonna be a little risky, but it's fine. The guys don't come down quite yet. Okay. All right, you threw the first bit, and you did enough hits. I'm pretty sure that's based on a hit counter, the more I've been studying into it. So, gets the hits. Oh, enemies are playing nice. Okay, gets the magnet. Stitch was nice. Doesn't have a reflect, but gets Stitch is able to cover for him there. Gets through. Okay, just has to sit back here and spam.
Oh,
Tippy gets grabbed. Ooh, scary. Can't get into final form. No! Super unfortunate. Again, really tough. Really, really tough that to reflect here.
Yeah. I think if you're going to use reflect, you have to use it immediately. Like, you have to you have also your final form leveled up enough where it will carry you through this.
Yeah. All right. 2909. So I love this from IBA. Blizzard finishing pluses to just chunk that magic with the Duck Flare. Another one. And 2930. What is that?
When the time stops, we'll see exactly what it is. Because it will stop right here.
Oh, it's a 40. Dang. 41. Okay.
41, yeah. So IBA into AX2. Tippy about to head into AX1. Gonna dismiss, go into final form.
29.
And it's gonna. Now they're gonna have to find a way to get through this without the reflect, because I know they're probably used to doing this, but it's gonna get gonna back off. And through not that far behind.
Couple
Probably
of
what,
seconds.
5 seconds probably behind? It's probably gonna be a 46, 47.
Yeah, not much at
Yeah.
all. Final form making the big difference there.
Yep.
Meanwhile, IBA clearing through. Okay. AX2 was pretty nice there. Decided to do wall. Gonna do thing. Back off. Okay, lasers are out. You gotta be careful.
Tippy,
That's scary.
Tippy was just a little bit close on that slash. So took an early death, which is fine because you want the death to come in early and not later.
This is what's AX2 is like a minute and a half fight at minimum, so it's pretty tough. Okay. He's in the last bit. This is still very scary because now you have lasers on the platform. You don't have once more. AX2 can do multiple different things. He gave IBA good RNG there. Opts to do this. Probably going to go into a slash here. One more hit.
Oh! One hit away. The blizzard didn't come out quick enough.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. Okay. Now Tippy's back in the lead.
Okay, so this is very interesting. Wow, okay.
That just swung everything again. But I mean, Tippy could die in the same spot and swing it again. Like this is what we mean with reflect. Oh, no! Cursed it! Oh, Tippy! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! This is my fault!
Dark, put yourself on mute. Put yourself on mute.
I'm sorry!
So this is why without the reflect and without once more, it is a horrible combination to try to get through these final fights, because it may sound easy on paper. You've done these final fights hundreds of times, but it's different when you don't have the tools, because you don't have that safety net anymore. You have to play, you have to execute, and you have to Tippy with another slash. You have to execute and be knowledgeable of where everything's at. The lasers, how far the swipes go. Is he going to put up a shield? You know, where's the building's going to happen? Can I react to the building suddenly coming at me? Like, it's all these small things.
Mm-hmm. You see, the reason IBA even waited right there is because he knew.
Oh, he's out of magic. He's out of magic.
Oh, he avoided his death this time. Okay, IBA's through. Whew! Okay. By the way, that was really smart by IBA. By not hitting AX2 there after the slash, you know he's going to do a barrier. Like, that's just a knowledge thing. Wait there, he will do barrier.
All right. Now, you thought that was hard. Yeah. Now you got Final Zemnis. All right, so Tippy is going to get through that phase. Oh, too far back.
Okay, you're writing this essay with me, bud. You're writing it with me.
No. I didn't say he was going to get through the whole fight. I just said he got through the second phase.
No, you said he was going to get through that second phase. You cursed this, my guy.
No.
Not me.
I didn't say anything.
Clip it,
roll
chat,
back the tape. Roll back tape, okay.
We're just trading commentary.
Roll back the tape, okay.
Oh, no
All
more.
Right. So IBA is going to try the limit form strat just to get through the damages here, just to get into laser phase, because this limit form is just, it's not going to kill. And pushes him out.
This is actually probably better for IBA in the sense that, like, now you know that he's not going to retaliate into doing the RC again, which is just a time waster. He's got to play so safe, though, and AX2 is just not being nice. Or Finals, I'm sorry. Oh, gosh.
Neither of these fights are nice. AX2 is being rude. Final Zem is just dancing.
Oh,
the safety session.
But yeah. All right, this will push him into the final phase of the fight. All right. I think you do the final. I think you just for the damage. You just do the final thing here. I don't think you wait.
Yeah, Yeah, you have to.
All right, Tippy using Session here, by the way. Does not want to die again. Yeah, this is totally... All right, here's lasers. Oh, IBA's got plenty of elixirs. He can just spam. Yeah, it's just spam Sessions here. All right,
Tippy's now through it too. Yeah, he's just gonna spam Session.
Yep, this is the this is what you do. This is how you get through this fight. Sometimes it's not pretty, it's not fun, and you take Dome if you get it because you don't want to do this again.
Nope. But if you get Dome Skip...
Oh, yeah, you're pogging. You're pogging big. All right, IB is just going to spam. Going to take the RC here. I think Final Zone, yeah, he's invulnerable there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I caught the clone. I think he caught the clone, right? Oh, no, he just, yeah, invertible. You're right. Uh-oh.
Oh, nice quick run.
He quick ran out of it.
I don't think he has any more elixirs, though. I think he's out.
He has one.
Oh, this is an interesting position.
That's it.
IBA to be in.
Yeah. Well, he could. The last one should be able to. If he can't do the finisher, because if he does the finisher, he puts himself in Dome.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
He has to hope he gets the Thunder out, but I don't even know if the Thunder's gonna be quick. No, he's in Dome.
No, he got the Thunder.
He got the Thunder out.
Oh my gosh. And he gets Dome Skip out of this. What a mad lad.
GG's.
Oh, heart pounding end to this race, I'll tell you that much. Because 26 seconds without a reflect, it's not unfortunately happening for Tippy, but insanely well played, honestly.
Yeah.
This is not easy. That is
just... No. Whew. It was a good Dome Skip, but man, was that close for comfort.
Very
GG's to both of them. GG's to both of them for being able to do this, because even on the commentator side and as a viewer myself watching this while commentating this, that made my blood pressure rise. That was just through the roof of everything.
Does that mean I can go back to yawning now?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're awake now. You're awake now.
It's true. It's true. So, do we wanna reveal where some stuff is?
After we take a quick look at this bracket here, so with IBA finishing first against Tippy, IBA moves into the 2-1 bracket, while Tippy moves down into 1 and 2. Neither of these two have either secured or eliminated themselves. They have a couple more rounds to try to solidify their way into the gold bracket, which is 3 wins. So, with that being said, round 3 is now done. Dark, if you want to quickly tell them where the reflects are.
All right. So, we have Throne Room, we have GR1, and we have PR Seadrift Row. So if you push for Data Luxus, you would add Reflera. Final, or Luxor, sorry. It's fine. Final form was on the pier, so you needed your second royal summons, obviously, but it was just right there. And the summons was just mission 3. And the last torn page was just before Zigbar.
Yes, so very nasty locations for the rest of those, but they made it through. And from what I'm hearing from the voices inside our head, if you wanted once more, good luck, because you have to go all the way through Hollow Bastion 2 to get it off of Sephi. So have fun if you wanted once more as well, too. With that being said, Dark, we have round 4 going to be coming up here soon. Should be announced by the end of the day today. So be on the lookout for that. You'll see all your matchups. The silver bracket will be eligible for signups along with that, or we'll take an extra day for that to open up as well too, but it should be available this weekend. Dark, any last words that you have?
No.
No?
I'm too scared to say anything, man.
You're going to commentate curse our way out of this? That is perfectly fine. Well, my name's Lil Hordes. It was a pleasure watching this awesome match. My co-commentator, Dark. Yeah, thank you for joining me in the booth.
Yeah, it was a good time. I had fun. It was a fun time.
All right, and we'll see you guys all next stream. Peace out.